Now let's look at example 21. A light bulb has rating of 230 volt and 60 watt. Calculate the quantity of charge that passes through the bulb in 3 seconds. Okay, so we are given here this bulb has a voltage of 230 volt and then power is 60 watt. And then we want to find what is the quantity of charge, the Q, in 3 seconds. Okay, so Q is equal to IT. So in order to find Q, we need to find the I first. So since here we have the value for power, so power formula is I times with the V, right? So we can actually find the current first. So power adalah 60 watt. I is what we want to find and times with 230 volt. So we can get the current, which is 0.26 ampere. Now we can find the charge. Charge will be equal to 0.26 times with the time, which is 3 seconds. So will be equal to 0.78 coulomb. Next one, example 22. An electric bulb is labeled 100 watt, 240 volt. Calculate the power of a bulb with twice the resistance of the 100 watt bulb. Okay, so we have a bulb here with a power of 100 watt, volt of 240 volt. And then we want to find what is the power when this bulb has a resistance twice the resistance of the first one. So let's say this one is A, this one is B. So we want to find the power when this resistance of B is 2 kali ganda of the resistance of A. Okay, so now keluarkan dahulu formula yang kita perlu gunakan. So since we are going to use the resistance in this question, so P is equal to V square over R. So first kali kita kena carilah dahulu what is the value for resistance bulb A. So power dia adalah 100 equal to 240 square divided by resistance A, which is equal to 576 ohm. So this resistance B will be equal to twice times 576, which is equal to 1152 ohm. So now we can find the value for the power, which is equal to P is equal to V square over RB. So V still the same, divided by RB, which is 1152. So akan sama dengan 50 watt. Okay, so here as you can see, when the resistance increase, so power will decrease. So according to this formula, P is inversely proportional with the resistance. Next example 23. A filament bulb A is rated 240 volt and 100 watt, and another bulb B is rated 240 volt and 60 watt. Find the ratio of resistance of the filaments at their normal working temperature. So we want to find the ratio of the resistance. Okay, so we have bulb A with power of 100 watt, and then volt is 240 volt. And then we have bulb B with power of 60 watt, and then voltage is 240 volt. And then each of these bulb will have a resistance, but we don't know the value. So each of the bulb has its own resistance. And now soalan minta adalah the ratio of this resistance. So RA will be RA divided by RB. So this is what we want to find. Okay, so using the formula of P is equal to V square over R. So kita rearrange this formula. Resistance will be equal to V square over P. So using this one, so this one will be equal to VS square divided by PA over VB square divided by PB. So masukkan sajalah value, which is 240 square divided by 100 over 240 square divided by 60. So akan dapat ratio 0.6. So ratio tiada unit. So this one is the answer for question A. Next one, question B. If each of the bulbs are connected in terms of 120 volt supply, what is the power dissipated from each bulb? So now kita ada voltage yang baru untuk each bulb. So soalan B, now VA dengan VB is 120 volt. And then we want to find what is PA, power for each bulb. Kan dia cakap PA and PB. So PA will be equal to VA square divided by RA. So now kita tiada value ni, resistance. Kena carilah dahulu value of the resistance. How do we find this? Okay, kita gunakan maklumat yang kita cari tadi. Using this one. This one lah. So RA will be equal to VS square divided by PA. So this one kita gunakan value yang tadi, yang 240. 240 square divided by power, which is 100. So RA will be equal to 576 ohm. And then RB sama juga, cari dahulu VB square divided by PB. 240 square divided by 60, which is 960 ohm. So sudah dapat this value. So boleh masukkan dekat sini. So PA is now equal to 120 square divided by 576. So the new power rating for A will be equal to 25 watt. And then PB pula akan jadi sama dengan 120 square divided by 960. So the new power rating for bulb B will be equal to 60 watt. Okay, this one. Okay, so that is all for example 23.